Hi everyone, hope you're all keeping well. This is Saheed and I'm glad to welcome. If you're new here, we're glad to have you as we largely discuss how you can migrate to the world main economies, and that includes the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the European Union, among other countries, for study and work purposes. And if that interests you, please like and share our videos and hit the subscribe button. To all our returning subscribers, we say welcome back and thank you very much for being there always. Today we shall be talking about how you can move to beautiful British Columbia in Canada as a nurse, taking you through the certification process, step-by-step guide, how to secure a job afterwards, which in turn sets you on your way to work permit and permanent residency. British Columbia is a province in Canada that is set between the Rocky Mountains and the Pacific Ocean. Canada's third most populous province, and the capital of British Columbia is Victoria, while the province's largest city is Vancouver. So how do you go through this process to become a nurse and securing a job and all of that? Why not let us go on the other side and go on the screen to see how you can go through all of these processes seamlessly. Thank you very much. As professionals, so you would have to go on the BC CNM, and what that is the website for the British Columbia College of Nurses and Midwives. So right here is the website, and you would see an array of information on what you need to do to become a nurse practicing in British Columbia. So if you're an internationally educated nurse, so all internationally educated nurses applicants must meet mandatory requirement to be eligible for the registration. So there is actually some form of funding and other support available for internationally educated nurses. So and this is just to so this is to support the internationally educated nurses to go through the registration process more easily. So it is. So in that you can actually check out the details right here when. So in terms of all the information regarding the financial support and the bursaries that are available for internationally educated nurses. So you can see all the information right here and check out all the eligibility criteria and how you can apply registering for information. So for the information, if you do need such, so go through those there. However, for nurses who are educated or have got some experience in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, or the US, there seem to be some form of concessions for those. We get into that shortly as well. So for the process of applying, so you would say from how to apply, so you can say apply to the NCAS, and moving on from there, when you're done with that, to move on to the apply to the BCCNM, and that you would have to create an account. And you see all the information regarding the regulatory bodies and all of the things that you would need to put in place, and the final requirements that leads you to also getting your provincial. So that leads you to the provincial registration and also the registration exam to the point where you get your practicing registration granted. So you can check out all that in details there. So in terms of applicants who are educated in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, or the US, so nurses who are educated in these countries or who have practiced in these countries, I've got some kind of concessions that largely they are found to be comparable to the registered nursing practice in Canada. So if you are actually educated or you got some practice under your belt in any of these countries, you may be able to get registered more quickly. So you might want to jump on this opportunity as well. So you have to check out all the other requirements for you to be able to go through. Provincial registration may actually be granted to eligible applicants who want to work while trying to meet the outstanding registration requirements. When these conditions are met, you would have your provincial registration automatically converted to practicing registration. So you can check out all the information regarding this right here. What happens when you have your license, your provincial registration, and you write your NCLEX exam and pass. So that's all good. However, if one writes the exam and it fails the first time, then you're eligible to write the exam again in 45 days. And if that happens the second time, then you will probably not be considered for the renewal of your provincial registration until you've actually passed the exam at some point. So if that happens, you would also have to notify your employer of the expiry date of your registration. So talking about the Earth Match BC, so we were talking about the Earth Match BC, which they we got here. Let's say if you're a healthcare professional, so you may wish to contact the Earth Match BC. For those that have got to this stage of job search, so the Earth Match BC is a health professional recruitment service funded by the government of British Columbia. Various jobs, so you can check out the jobs that are available for nurses. So all you need to do is to change the under the drop down here to nurses, so you can change it to nurse and you check the permanent full-time role and you can just go ahead and do your search. So if you do that, it would actually come up with a list of jobs that are available at a given time that you have done that. So you can actually look at the various job opportunities and see those that are really very much related to your background and experience. So and you can see some of those right here. So some of them actually in the emergency room and trauma, as well as those that are in psychiatry and mental health. The public health specialty as well. So you can see some of those, as well as the critical care or the ICU. So moving on from there, you can see all the information regarding the British Columbia PNP, which is the Provincial Nominee Program, which is an economic immigration program administered by the government of British Columbia. So in this program, they're targeting different individuals. So the program enables the province to select and nominate foreign workers, international students, and entrepreneurs, to help meet British Columbia's labor market needs, as well as to support the government priorities and help grow the British Columbia economy. Able to apply with your family to the IRCC to become a permanent resident of Canada. Scenario of program available on the BC PNP. So you can see varies from the BC PNP Tech, which is focused on those in the tech industry. But our focus today would be on the healthcare occupations, and in that one, we got various occupations right there, varying from pharmacists to dentists to psychologists to surgeons to nurses, physicians to medical laboratory technologists, among others. So, in terms of the various invitations to apply, so the last update on the 4th of October 2023, so you can see the various nominations and the invitations to apply that have been sent out by the BCPNP and the various categories or streams that they fall into. So you can see all of those and the dates that they've been done. So you can see the healthcare. So the healthcare, for instance, keep varying. So you can see the healthcare on the 4th of October, the number of nominations or the number of invitations that were sent out, and that goes on and on, September 26th and on and on like that. So generally, as a skilled worker, so in British Columbia, it's very critical for you to have an accepted full-time job because that is really very crucial to your nomination. So the same when it comes to the health authority as well, because the health authority stream gives a permanent residency pathway. So it gives a permanent residence pathway to people working for a health authority in the BC, that is in the British Columbia province. So for usually for people or physicians, midwives, nurse practitioners, among others, so you might be eligible to apply under the health authority stream as well. So and the eligibility criteria is just stated right there. So you can. And that brings us to the end of this video today. Thank you very much for staying tuned. If you found this information really very valuable and you're eager for more most updated information, so please like and share our videos, hit the subscribe button, and we will be glad. If you need help with some form of specifics or maybe some kind of individualized services, please feel free to email us and let's create this success together. Thanks very much for watching and for your support always. And we do hope that this video has been incredibly helpful. See you some other time again. Thank you and bye bye.